Item that we have tonight is to approve the agenda. So to have a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ms. Taplin, are you there?
I am here.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you could hear us. All right, we've approved the agenda. The next, we need to approve the minutes from the May 7th meeting and also from the May 26th special call meeting. The financial docket, claims numbers 58681 through 58889. That includes administrative docket, school activity funds, financial statement, and let's also include the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve those things?
Motion to approve the minutes for May 7th, 2026, regular session board meeting, minutes for May 26th, 2026, special call meeting, financial docket, district docket claim number 58681, 58889, administrative docket, school activity funds, financial statement, and consent agenda.
I second that motion.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. All right, Dr. Smith, that brings us down to new business.
Okay, thank you. First item is letter A, the superintendent requests permission to dispose of financial records from 2020, 2021, and other old records in accordance with district record retention policy for the following locations, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You see there, we do this each year at this time.
All right, so you hear the motion to dispose of financial records from the year 2020 to 2021 for the central office, special services, the high school, and the CTC. Do I have a motion?
Motion to move the superintendent request permission to dispose of financial records from 2020 to 2021 school year and other old records in accordance with the district record retention policy, central office, special services, North Pike High School, and North Pike CTC.
I second that.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Motion carried.
All right, thank you. Letter B, the superintendent recommends teacher pay for the 2026 summer boot camp be set at $35 per hour. This is our boot camp at the lower elementary that we do each year.
Okay, so you hear the recommendation from the superintendent to approve the pay scale 35 per hour for the boot camp. Do I have a motion?
Motion to accept the superintendent recommendation for teacher pay for the 2026 summer boot camp to be set at $35 an hour.
All right.
I second that.
All right, motion and second. All in favor?
I'm gonna,
All right.
I'm gonna step out of
Okay.
letter C.
So, Miss Etta, Jamie is stepping out for the next one, so we'll need you to either make the motion or the second here.
All right, thank you. Letter C, the superintendent recommends acceptance of a donation of $6,000 from Professional Rehab Associates with a certified athletic trainer position. We've done this the last couple of years. I believe there's a total of a $12,000 supplement. We pick up the other $6,000, and again, we've been doing this for 2 or 3 years now.
All right. So the recommendation is to accept the $6,000 donation from Professional Rehab Associates. Do I have a motion?
Motion to accept the superintendent recommendation exception of a donation for $6,000 from Professional Rehab Associate for the certified athletic trainer position.
All right, do I have a second?
Second.
All right, motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Mr. Jackson.
All right, thank you.
Who was the first and second on that?
Tell the, and
Okay, let's go. Yeah, that's what it's, okay.
Okay, we good?
Yep.
All right, letter E, letter D, superintendent recommends renewal of IEP software to Everware Speed Track. Ms. Pike is here if you have any questions, but that's a yearly renewal.
All right, so we have a recommendation from the superintendent to renew the IEP software. Are there any questions for Ms. Pike before we
You're good with it? You like that the software is great? It's
Yeah,
working, it's
yes,
pushing?
sir. I put, it was on a request for proposal last year, so this is a option to renew it for
Mhm.
this year. It, our state data, it syncs with our local package and with the state, for all those data points that the state has to have on
Perfect.
student special education.
All right.
All right, do we have a motion that we approve this renewal?
Motion to approve the IEP software, software to everywhere as, Speed Track.
All right, we have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
All right, motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
All right, thank you. The next item is letter E. All of these are yearly plans before you, so if you'll bear with me, I'll just go through them. The superintendent recommends district and campus plans for the 26-27 school year. For each school, you've got the Title I parent engagement plans, the wellness plans, the instructional management plan for the district, safety and crisis plans, homeless planning guide, foster student plan, EL plan, dropout prevention plan, and professional learning plan. So those are before you, and I believe, no major changes on any of those plans, just, moving around some names. Ms. Hallmark can answer any questions if you have any questions on the title part of it. But I don't think there's any major changes there either. So that's before the board.
All right. So you hear the recommendation to approve, all these district plans for the upcoming year. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve the district plans for the upcoming school year 2026-2027.
All right, we have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
All right, motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Mr. White, before we go off from that one, can we make sure that we, make sure that all the names and the principals and everything is correct on that? I don't have my notes, and I'm sorry, I should have those from you, my phone's been a little flashy. But anyway, if we can make sure that the names and the principals are correct, and the year and date of those, so I think the mayor did, some of those, and I think the members of the
I didn't catch everything that you said, but I think you were saying to make sure that the names of the principals, administrators are correct on each section. Is that what you were saying, Ms. Kaplan?
Yeah, on each plan and also the year and date.
The year and date.
The year and the date,
I'll
okay.
make sure.
I skimmed through it when I first got here and I didn't see any.
We were finding some as early as this morning on some other documents.
Okay.
So we are aware of that, and if you see any, just let us know. But we think we've gone through them pretty carefully. We did have some, old names on registration packets, but those are not board approved, so, we'll make those changes as we come across them.
Okay, we'll look at those, Ms. Kaplan, and make sure I guess you heard Dr. Smith, he said they were found in some, I'm sorry?
I did, I heard.
Okay, all right,
Thank you.
All right, good, thank you. All right, I think we're ready to go.
Okay, yes, sir. Letter F, the superintendent recommends approval of updated 2026 ESY budget and ESY instructional plan. Again, if you have any questions there, Ms. Pike could, answer those for you.
All right, so we have the, recommendation before us for the, 2026 ESY budget and ESY instructional plan. Do we have a motion?
Motion that we accept the recommendation for approval of the updated 2026 ESY budget and ESY instructional plan.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
All right, thank you. Next item, letter G, the 2026-2027 organizational chart. You do have that in your packet. If you are okay with that, pleased with that, that's up for recommendation for approval tonight as well. If we do need to make any changes on that, we can come back. I believe our meeting's July the 2nd. But I think this should, meet the requirements that we discussed it, prior.
We did have a couple of questions about it, and Chris and Miss Ed are not here tonight. We'd like to table the, G and H and maybe discuss those, at the retreat and then vote on them in July.
Okay.
So we can all five be here and make sure we're on the same page with that. So letter G and H, our request is to table those for discussion at the retreat. Do we need to take action on that, make a motion and a second to table those. I'm not sure how that works. Mr.
We
Jackson?
do.
Yeah, I think we
We
do.
just take action.
I think we do.
Okay.
I think we maybe only tabled one thing
Do one at a time?
and, no, I mean, I was like, I've only been a part of tabling something one time in 13 years, so I was like,
Okay.
yeah, let's do it separate.
All right.
There was a motion, and a second on it because it is requiring action to approve those items. So
Right.
we would have to do a motion and a second to table those items.
That's right.
Well,
Okay, do we need to do them separately or can we do them together?
that's at the board's discretion.
Up to our
You can
discretion.
do it together and divide.
Okay, so I wanna make a motion that we table letters G and letter H, on the agenda for tonight for discussion after retreat to be voted on then in the July meeting. Put that in form of a motion.
I motion that we table letter, G and H to discuss at the retreat and vote at the July 2nd board meeting.
Second that motion?
Okay, so we have a motion and a second, so all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay,
All right, thank you. We ready to?
we are.
Okay, next item is letter I, resignations. Those resignations are before the board for approval or denial.
All right, we've seen those, they're in our packet. Do I have a motion that we, accept the resignations letter I?
Motion that we accept the resignation letters.
All right.
Second?
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
All right, thank you. Letter J, you have the recommendations, that's before the board for employment. I think all these begin 26, 27. You do have some classified personnel for registration for July 6th through 10th and July 20th through 23rd. So, that's typical this time of year as well for registration.
Okay, we've seen the recommendations. Do I have a motion that we approve the recommendations?
Motion to approve the recommendation.
Second?
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion
Aye.
carried.
All right, thank you. The next item, this is an item from last month. We did have to rebid the propane gas, so that's before you, the acceptance of the propane gas from Feral Gas. Again, there was only one bidder, and that's Feral Gas at $1.48 a gallon.
Okay, so we have, recommendation to accept the bid, from Feral Gas, after the re-advertisement. Do we have a motion?
Motion to accept the, propane gas bill from Feral Gas as re-advertised.
Second?
We have a motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
All right, next item is a parking lot bid update. I don't have a recommendation for you. I think Mr. Hallmark has a word or two about that.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
So we, put out an RFP, and it was, or solicited for bids, and what we, received, we had some interest online, but we only ultimately received one bid, and it came, the paper bid. So we've got that and we are reviewing it. So, we also reviewing the documents on, the legalities of proceeding on our own versus having an architect or an engineer. In this case, because it's not a two-story structure or over so many square feet, we can proceed with just an engineer, since it would be over $150,000. Had it been less than $150,000 or even, right up to $150,000, we would have been able to proceed without that. So, I've spoken with Neil Shaper, engineering, Garrett, Neil Shaper, and we spoke about, possibly having him serve as our engineer, and look at, where we're at there. Now, we're just have initially began that conversation, so I can't give you a lot of information about that. But, if we can go with the bid, the board, if you so chose, could go with that bid and hire the engineer separately, for services, or you could submit it, put it back out for rebid under the direction of the engineer, and he can handle the bid process if we would like. He would have a little more contacts and ability to distribute and solicit. The amount that we got, do you did you guys have the amount?
No, I think-
What's the amount?
It was 153 K,
That mean,
151,687.30. That's for approximately 65,000 square feet of parking, which would be
and that would
about
be
250.
asphalt or,
That would be asphalt.
yeah.
Which is not a bad bid, and, the vendor is reputable and has been used a good bid. Some of the local churches have used them.
Yeah.
So we definitely could, look really hard at that bid and, consider them. And we could kind of get solicit for some, reviews, with some local people that have used them lately. But we will have to have an engineer regardless of what route you take, unless you decide not to do it. Now, if you wanna do some type of aggregate, which will be pretty costly still, you can, but, I think the consensus by everyone I've spoken with, including the engineer, is you're gonna have a very difficult time, making that slope, so between a 5 and 6% grade, making that slope, stable with just anything smaller than railroad rock. And if you've ever walked along a railroad track, you know, what that, limestone rock, how big it is.
I spoke with an engineer about it and asked him, because I was afraid of the high cost. And he said if you put anything other than asphalt out there, you're gonna be redoing it every year because it's gonna wash because of the grade, the slope. And he said it's gonna be hard to keep anything other than asphalt washing
Unless
off.
you tier it, which is gonna.
Unless you tier it,
it's
right.
gonna greatly increase the cost, probably more than just asphalt.
That's right.
And even with the asphalt, we retain the concrete from the construction site, and, we can use it as a kind of a riprap along the bottom to slow the water as it leaves the asphalt, and can kind of mitigate, any erosion past the asphalt, slow it down. And if we took the remainder of the, field and, planted into a kind of a meadow grass, something we could just push out once a year, it could be used for some purposing, but, the main purpose would be for it to keep, slow the water and keep the washing down. That's kind of just a rough outline of where I'm at with it.
If we brought the bid back in July and the board approved, what's the timetable of?
They felt like they could get on it pretty quickly. They thought it was feasible. You would have to be pretty soon. It was feasible to have it done definitely before the first, home game. And the location is conducive to working during the school year too. I'm sorry.
What, I was gonna say, what do the two of y'all, do you think that we ought to let the architect, or the engineer look for more bids, or do y'all feel we ought to take the one? I mean, honestly, what do y'all?
Well, I'm gonna defer to Mr. Hallmark on that. My job in this will be to work with Tina to find the hundred.
That's fair enough.
So, I think we can do that. I'll just give you, what you already know. Once we get the, have we gotten the check back on the tornado damage yet? So just a reminder, we earmarked, we took about 90,000 to, fix the tornado damage. We recouped that, so that's already there. We're gonna have some money left over in the football project that I think will make the difference. So I think we'll be okay with that. So, Tina and I can work through that if Mr. Hallmark's comfortable with the bid and with the company.
I would like to, approach the engineer more directly. 2 reasons. The scope of work that he proposed is more than we would need if we go with any other person, so I would like to see if he could give us a better rate. And the other would be speak with him directly about that person, that company, and the scope of work that we outlined. And he said it looked good. He felt good about concerning RFP. So I would prefer that I'd have a sit down with him prior to me, saying personally that I think it's a good idea. I haven't had any reason to doubt that it would be a satisfactory job. I and that, we're now keeping in mind that this would not be a product that we would want to park big trucks on. and
Correct.
drive on. This would be, occasional use parking, you know.
Correct.
And it would be fine for that, but I would not want to, I wouldn't want to park my buses up there every day. And, definitely would want, you know, overnight haulers to use that as a place to park their vehicle, their trucks, so that would greatly affect. That's all I have.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree with Dr. Smith. If we could maybe have a proposal or some type to vote on in July, so we could get the ball rolling on this before the school year, I think that'd be good.
Do we need to do something before then to let him talk with the engineer? Is that something we want to put the engineer in between us and the other people? Like, do we need to do something with that?
You would need to vote on that, we're just seeking his opinion and advice, it's not
But
anything.
he would give us.
Vote on him to accept him as an engineer at the next meeting.
At the next meeting, okay.
Whoever you choose.
Right.
When you
Well,
allocate.
Just like you
Well, I
do
guess
with
what
our-
I'm
Do we need to do that tonight? I mean, we don't want to wait till July to approve an engineer. We'd like to,
I would prefer that, we get your approval, and, because of, he is a professional engineer, and he is putting his professional name on it.
right.
So I would like to do that, and that way we feel we were authorized to contract with him, and start the process of contracting with him to do that service for us.
Okay.
And all the
Tina,
team
yeah.
on there.
Y'all are trying to approve tonight.
Just Neil Shaker, just the.
Just an,
Yeah, not.
he was talking about getting an engineer in between us and the project.
Okay, so
To
we don't
help
have
with-
any, we don't have any document from this person?
I have I just got a
Because
proposal.
usually you
this evening.
approve an
I
agreement with
got
this
you.
person.
I see what you're talking about.
I see.
But you can do all of it at the next meeting. You can approve the engineer and then approve, the bid if you so choose to at the same meeting and still be in the same timing.
As long as he's willing to work with us now, but yeah, that's fine.
I think that would be.
I think you,
T, what we're talking about is working with the engineer in between now and July.
Yeah,
Is
'cause
what we were
what I
talking
had
about
was
now, but we
not-
don't have an agreement you're talking about to even set that up. Now, is there a way for us to do a short meeting during the retreat to approve an agreement so that Mr. Hallmark could work with the engineer? So when we got to, what we're trying to do, I think, is when we get to the July meeting, get started, not get started looking at something, but get started working on something. Is that what
I think
is
that's.
that what we're talking about?
Yes.
I would make the suggestion to have a very quick special call meeting to hire the engineer.
That's fine.
Your policy will not allow you to vote on anything at a board retreat.
Okay.
And I don't think we would want to vote without some
Right.
kind of binding agreement
So-
Yeah.
for, cause you're talking money now.
Get that proposal
Whenever
and
it
we
gets-
can call in, we can have a quick
We'll-
phone call
we'll-
meeting.
Yeah, he sent a proposal, but I wasn't ready to present it. because
That's
I
fine.
didn't feel like we were on the same page exactly.
Yeah.
So I can reach out to him tomorrow and get the ball running, if you, Dr. Smith and you guys direct me, and see where we end up.
Let's do that, and then once we get an agreement that we feel comfortable with, we'll have a quick special call meeting to approve that.
I think that's reasonable.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Next item is letter M. Superintendent recommends approval of the 26-27 general liability policy. You do have that. Tina can answer any questions you may have on that. I think the price went down. So that's good news, and we're not changing companies, so it's just a renewal. Is that great, Tina? You good?
Yes, we would have to have a decision because of the wind thing.
Okay.
Can you explain that?
Yes, please.
Okay, Terry Penley is our, insurance agent, and he, submitted, got bids and stuff, and we are going again with MSBA. And what they are offering is a $347,165 premium. That is about $41,000 less than last year. And there's also an optional for wind and hail deductible for $131,692. We opted out of that option last year, So that would just leave a premium of $347,165. So it's up to the board and Dr. Smith's recommendation on whether we'll accept the full premium or just the, without the wind would be $347,165.
We've not purchased the wind.
We did
bridge.
not purchase it last year, no.
So everything we just did was
It's still covered.
still covered.
Wow, that wasn't considered wind.
I hope not. We've got to check.
I'm
We've got to check now.
It's a wind and hail deductible buy down additional contribution is what it's called.
Okay.
So,
Well, it worked last year, so.
We've just not purchased it in
Gotcha.
previous years, so.
All right, so you hear the superintendent's recommendation to approve the 2026-2027 general liability policy. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve the recommendation from the superintendent for the 2026-2027 general liability policy.
That's a second.
All right, motion is second, all in favor? Aye.
All right, thank you. Letter O, the superintendent recommends rescinding the January 8, 2026 board action approving the 26-27 administrative salary index schedule.
All right, we skipped N, but let's go ahead
Oh,
and do.
okay, I'm sorry.
We can go ahead and do O. while-
I'll go back to N, I'm
Okay.
sorry. N is already standing up ready. I'm sorry. Transfer of funds, a recommendation, to transfer funds, and Ms. Griffin's gonna address that for us.
okay, most of these are absolutely routine. I will say that, your district unemployment, your food service district, the $257,000 that's coming from principal to interest is expendable interest income off of our 16 section principal. That's as well, that is routine. $62,871 is interest off of our 16 section principal loan that we're allowed to actually send to operations. So we send that to district maintenance every year. That's that amount. We are sending, money from district maintenance to the building fund. We had $100,000 in the budget, and this is $253,215.49 because we are sending the $100,000 in the original budget, and the rest of that, which is the $153,000, is the check from the insurance company. Because we were able to meet all of our, make other changes in the budget to cover all of the damage. So I'm sending that to the building fund until y'all need it for the parking lot. And then we'll hope to only use the $153,000, but it looks like it may go a little over, but that was the plan, that we'll send it back in next year's budget. $11,935 as approved in the federal funds. Some of the other funds were sharing and giving their money to Title I because it's easier to spend out of Title I, so that's the rest of that. That was an increase from the original budget. And the last thing we do, after we close out last summer's ESY, this is the amount that district maintenance had to put toward that. It takes about a year for them to actually give us the state funds. So it's a lot this time, but it was all necessary, and this was the timing of it. So this is our transfer of funds.
Okay, you've heard Ms. Griffin's explanation for the transfer of funds. Do I have a motion that we approve?
Motion to approve the transfer of funds.
Second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
All right, thank you. Now we're down to letter O. The superintendent recommends rescinding the January 8, 2026 board action, approving the 26-27 administrative salary index schedule.
All right, we have the recommendation to rescind the January the 8th board action approving the 2026-2027 administrative salary index schedule. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to,
How
approve.
was who was the person who made the motion on that, and was that same person, I think, needs to make the motion to, that way? And we look it up,
Yeah.
We'll have to look that up, Ms. Taplin, but we're doing that. Yeah, just a second. Hope it wasn't Chris.
Thank you.
Okay, so, Ms. Tappan, we found that it was under consent agenda in January, but that particular motion that we're talking about, you made the motion and Ms. Wilson, seconded it. So, I guess you're saying that we need to have the two of you do the same thing to rescind the motion, is that correct?
Right.
All right. All right, so do I have a motion, that we rescind the January 8th, 2026 board action approving the 26-27 administrative salary index schedule?
Motion to rescind.
All right. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
All right, thank you. Letter P, the superintendent recommends the 26-27 administrative salary index schedule excluding the position of CTC principal.
All right, we hear the recommendation for the 2027 administrative salary index schedule, excluding the position of career and technical center principal. Do I have a motion?
Motion to from superintendent recommended the 2026-2027 administrative salary index schedule excluding the position of career and technical center principal.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
All right, thank you. Letter Q, the step aside, Mr. Collins recommends the 26-27 administrative salary index schedule for the position of CTC principal only.
All right. So we have the recommendation from Mr. Collins for the 26-27 administrative salary index schedule for the position of career technical center principal only. Do I have a motion?
Motion to accept the recommendation from Principal Collins for the 2026-2027 administrative salary index schedule for the position of career technical principal only.
All right. Have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
All right, thank you. Letter R is directives for the superintendent, which I have a copy of, so that's before the board for your approval.
All right, we do want to change one word under number 11. I've spoken with Dr. Smith, and he's fine with all of these. About halfway down, it says junior high school, high-profile programs, and all sporting events. We want to change the word all. I believe that that's unreasonable for him to attend every sporting event. So change that from all to some. And Dr. Smith is in agreement with that as well. So do I have a motion that we approve the directives for the superintendent?
Motion to approve the directives for the superintendent.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
All right, thank you. The next item requires no action. Policy GBBB will be reviewed for 30 days, and we'll bring that policy back to you in July for your approval.
Okay.
And then that takes us to superintendent's items of discussion. Let me just remind you of some dates. Budget hearing, June 25th. Budget approval is July the 2nd. That's the same day as your regular board meeting. And just a reminder, the board retreat on June the 15th and 16th, Monday and Tuesday day. So those are just some reminders of some dates coming up for you, and that's all I have for you. Mr. White?
All right, thank you, Dr. Smith. All right, so we have,
we have a request to discuss a student matter in executive session, so do I have a motion that we close the open session?
Motion to close open session.
Second?
All right, motion and second to close the open session. All in favor? Aye. Do I have a motion to consider going into executive session?
Motion to consider going into executive